Some best practices in building your outsourcing partnership are to have some open, honest discussions about risk at the very beginning of the trial with everybody around the table. Not just one or two leaders of the team, but really having your extended team there to talk about what the risks are. You need your statistician there. You need your medical monitor there. Every functional area needs to be represented to not only talk about the known risks, but to brainstorm about the things that maybe we haven't thought of. Really harness all the expertise on your team to think through a good risk plan for your study.
You know, to build a successful partnership, you do need to consider these folks an extension of your team. You need to consider that study team from the CRO just like you would consider investing in your employees. So they're going to need training. They're going to have to understand not only the protocol, but also how you do business, right? And your culture. And some of the things that I've done in the past that I have found extremely successful is to have as long a kickoff meeting as you can to keep those team members together. And one of the things that I do in those kickoff meetings is communications training. And that communications training really allows for people to understand what works best for them. Is this person into facts and data and that's all they want? Okay, good. Is this person going to be offended if you don't say, how was your weekend? Now you might think, I don't need to do that, that's a vendor. This is a vendor that you're spending millions with and working with every day. This is no different than someone working in your office. And that's what I think you need to consider. The other thing that I will say that I think is critical beyond the communication piece is to get to know people a little bit better. One of the things that I do in kickoff meetings is I ask people, you know, tell me about your passions other than clinical research, and you go around the room. And when you start to actually see that these are human beings, that maybe, you know, Joey Bag of Donuts is a grandfather, you know, and Sam Faccarelli does animal research, right? I mean, it brings a different touch to it, a different feel to it. And then lastly, something else that I do that I think is critically important is I want to make sure that I understand if I'm on the sponsor side or if I'm on the CRO side, what keeps my counterpart up at night? Tell me those things after we've had this kickoff meeting that you're still concerned about. What keeps you up at night? And those are the things that I really need to focus on, whether I'm the sponsor trying to help the CRO or the CRO trying to help the sponsor.
I think the answer to that question is two-way open communication. That's critical. Communication has to be both ways. Without communication both ways, that we're subject to fail, meaning that if we're clamming up and not responding to the client's needs and not showing them what we've done wrong, possibly opening up, that communication is going to eventually catch up with us down the road, because that problem could build, fester, and turn into something major. So two-way communication. We have to be good listeners too. To communicate, it's not only speaking but listening. And in the listening, it's very important because you want to be able to hear their requirements, and you want to make them able to understand your requirements. So because you're in this together, it's teamwork, it's a win-win situation when you're both on the same page. And when you're not, you need to discuss that and figure out how we can both get on the same page.